Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. We're here on Assetto Corsa for some Formula 4 racing. We're about to get going for qualifying. Sorry, there were some technical issues, not on my end, on someone else's end that I had to help out with. But yes, welcome along. I just need to close that window and we should be good. Right, here we go. Sorry, I just had to finish sorting a couple of things. But yeah, we are here at Interlagos for the first round of the oNiD Formula 4 season. I just want to turn the brake bus slightly up. But yeah, this should be a fun series. The format, we've got an 8-minute qualifying session here. And we'll then have a 20-minute race. And then we will have a second qualifying session, one-shot qualifying session. They'll set the grid for a 40-minute race, feature race. So a couple of races should be good. I'm not waiting that long. Yeah, onto our first flying lap here at Interlagos, using a bit of the paint to open up the first turn. Get the car turned in, a little wide of the apex. Flat out through turns 2 and 3. Through turn 4. Might get a good slipstream up to the line here. Don't need to open up this left-hander, it's still easy flat out. Could be right in the slipstream on the run to the line here. So, currently sitting P3, 36.3. That's not a bad time, but I think I can maybe do a little bit better. We'll see here. The lap itself could be a little bit tidier, but yeah. I mean, see. Oh, look at this top speed, 219. Yeah, a 4 km/h advantage. If we head out now, we should have a nice little bit clear traffic. So it'll be interesting to see. We've got a little bit of time to do a slightly longer stint. I've put in fuel for 4 laps. I might actually only have time for 3 laps. Or I might just get a 4th lap in time. 3 minutes left on the clock. Right, good exit out of the final corner. Just gonna take a slightly longer run. Try and build up a little bit more momentum to the start finish line. It's not a long run to the braking zone T1, but just a little bit more speed. You never know. Into T1. Not quite getting the car to bite. Much better apex at turn 2. Like that, carrying more speed into turn 3. Currently being displaced to P5. Top time 35.6. Coming to turn 4 a little bit quicker than we were on our fastest lap. Getting the car hooked up quite well for long left-hander. I will just get one more lap. You can see here the initial benefit of being on the shorter line. But time is dropping. Look at the time drop there, we're just losing a 10th. More than a 10th. We do improve back up to P4. Find a 10th and a half through turns 1 and 2, as we're half a second off the current pole time. A little bit of traffic in front of us, but so hopefully we won't catch them. Carrying good speed through the corner. Might get a little bit of slipstream. I don't know if we're quite close enough. I'm not sure, so I'm just going to run the shortest line. Tenth and a half improvement. It's not going to gain us any positions, but does put us within half a second of pole position once again. Still in P4. That's, okay, I'll take that. We're 3.5 tenths off of P3. So it looks like they're going to be difficult to catch I just need to do a quick fuel calculation. We have 20-minute race, so 120 seconds. Divide by 1. Let's say 136, which is 96 seconds. 12 and a half, so we'll have 13 laps times 2.9, which is my fuel number. 38 liters for this race. So on the grid, we'll have the inside for turn 1. It'll be interesting to see how this fares for us. And also a little secret. I'm running quite high aero. This is pretty much as high as you can go. Yeah, you can put a little more front wing on, but it does make the car a bit unstable on the rear end. So, yeah, this is quite high downforce. It will cost us a bit in top speed. You know, I'm seeing Cup 2 to 3 kilometers an hour slower, maybe than some other drivers that might be running lower aero. But this is what I find to be best for me. So it is. As we will get ready for the start. It's about to come on now. Decent start. Very cautious from the car in front of us. Good run on the red car here. Had good run, didn't push too hard into the corner. That was weird. Trying to get going, but yeah, that was really weird. The rear end just started sliding. I don't know if that was from the downshift. It might have been. Quite a lot of rear end damage from that one. We'll see how the car feels. I think we're down on straight line speed because of that. Yeah, look at this car coming up. Don't know if that's aero setup or damage. Yeah, that's an annoying way to start. Yeah, just can't do anything on the straights. Oh yeah, definitely missing some rear grip. This race has definitely been a bit of a write-off. I do have an idea. There is a point for fastest lap. I might pit to try and take it, though. Currently, as things stand, I would lose positions. I don't know if there are positions within the pro class that I'm in. Yeah, the car's just so snappy there. Well, I think Tom's struggling with damage as well. He finds himself sliding off into the wall. Yeah, look at that straight line speed deficit. I will say, pretty consistent laps, you know, to be within a 10th. Despite having so much damage, I'm just not used to. With high arrow, turns 6 and 7, there's meant to be one I can be aggressive in and quick in, but not with the damage. Yeah, down about 10 kilometers an hour into T1, which is about 4%. Trinket having issues. They were running well. They were towards front 5 and qualifying. Yeah, rear end just all over the place. Oh, I think that car has a lot of damage. They must have hit the wall. Yeah, I thought I was being cautious enough there, but apparently not. Of course, the rear tires are also wearing, so it's not getting, and the balance isn't getting any better. Two cars in front struggling to navigate the Sen S's. Again, track map, good battle for P8 and another battle for P5 as well. So the lead battle, it's only a few tenths. So we've got a few battles around the track. We are keeping up with the car in front of us, closing in this lap. Of course, we're going to lose a lot of time on the run to turn 1. But if we can even just get a little bit of slipstream. We'll not get much slipstream, because any slipstream we would have, we'd drop out of it now. Lost 7 tenths done start finish straight, maybe even more than that, might be a full second. Of course, the track is getting a bit grippier. It's heading towards 98%. It's nearly side by side for the lead, I've just noticed on the track map. Got a car going slowly in front. Oh, pink car's gone off. Having just set a personal best. Yeah, current front seems to be struggling too. I think they've damaged too. Careful not to turn in too aggressively there. Just in a little too quick into the final corner. Does seem like whatever damage the car in front of us has, or if they do have damage, or rather just might just be struggling instead. Fight for the lead once again. Hang up towards turns 6 and 7. Now it's a three-way fight for the lead. Oh, looks like they've started fighting over second a bit more. And then Johan starting to run away with the lead. Break the slipstream. If he can break the slipstream, that could be key, especially as we're getting towards the end of the race. It'll only be 2 laps to go. So this is a key moment for the lead of the race. If Johan can break away and keep out of the slipstream, he probably has this race all but sealed up, as Tom Tosland has gone adventuring once again. And Alex in second needs to close that gap down. Otherwise, he will just be pressured by Pavot for the rest of this race. Later starting the final lap then. And Alex has closed the gap. Pavot's dropped back. Of course, with the long run to the finish line. Just because Johan's leading in the final corner doesn't mean that he'll win. New personal best, just dipping into the 38th. Don't turn in too aggressively. So Johan's going to lead over the final corner. He's going to have a 4/10 of a second gap. So all right down to 3/10. That is right in slipstream range for Alex in the lead. Johan will be doing everything he can. Moment there to try and break the slipstream run to the line. He is going to hold it. Johan will take the first race victory here at Interlagos. Meanwhile, with this damage, we're over a minute off the lead now. So yeah, run to the line, it'll be P19 overall here. Of course, disappointing. After what was a good opening sector, you know, challenging for P2. Oh, you can get back onto the track here. I didn't realize that. Yeah, that is a little bit disappointing. But, yeah, it is what it is. Just rear end starts sliding, and not much to do at that point. I don't know how much of that was cold tire on the opening lap, or how much it kind of felt aero washy as well. Yeah, obviously being tucked right under the leader's rear wing at that point. I don't know who was quite in the lead then, but yeah, not the way I want to start. It was a 0.207 gap to the lead. Very close gap there between 5th and 6th. Second, Otso there. Between Sean Smith and Benji Beams. So some Christian Overstreet, Paul Kingsbury, some very close gaps in amongst the field, which is great to see. It looks like it was quite a good race, which is always fun. But yeah, we'll be switching server now. So I need to switch on to this theme. But yeah, in the meantime, we are going to go for a little stream interview for the main broadcast, just to talk a little bit. And yeah, give some insight on the series, as I was the one that put together the series. So yeah, just shed a little bit of insight into that. Of course, the first race, I obviously don't have too much to say, but yeah, yeah, we'll see what they have to ask.
Speak of the devil and she will appear. It's Scotty. Difficult race one for you there.
Yeah, I mean, opening sector, I don't think that could have been much better. Getting up into P3, challenging for P2, and had the opportunity, maybe could have went 3 wide, but was trying to be sensible. But yeah, just through turns 6 and 7, the car just started to slide. I don't know if it was if I overestimated the cold tires or if it was dirty air, since I was directly behind the leader. But yeah, the car just started to slide a little bit, and yeah, that was that, unfortunately.
Yeah, rough start, but great racing throughout. It looked like we were following a load of different battles throughout there.
I was watching my track map, and I could see, oh yeah, battle for the lead, battle for 5th, battle for 11th. Yeah, it looked like a good fun up and down the field.
Yeah, the AM podium all within a second of each other, the main podium all within a second of each other. That's what you ask for with Formula 4s, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, Interlagos is great for single-seater racing. We see that in F1. Of course, it's going to be the case in F4s. The long run to turn 1, great for slipstreaming. Yeah, I don't think there's a better place that we could have started this championship.
Absolutely. I mean, you would know this series is your brainchild, so we're looking forward to seeing what it throws at us. It's sprint feature this week, so 40-minute race coming up.
Yes.
How are you looking forward to that one? Having to throw a little bit of a strategy element in.
Yes, I'm very intrigued because even though, as you say, I set this up, I don't know which way people will go on the strategy. We've set the fuel consumption to 1.5 times, which definitively means you cannot go the full race distance. You will have to pit, you'll have to take on about 5 or 6 seconds of fuel. If you want to change tires, that's an extra 5 to 6 seconds on top of that for an 11-second total pit stop. And the question is, will it be worth it? I really don't know if it will be. So I'm curious to see what everyone makes of it. I mean, the idea is that some people will think, oh, it is worth it and change tires. Some people will think it won't. And yeah, they'll just spice things up, give us a good sort of end to the races. People on newer tires are trying to chase down those that didn't change tires.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. The last time I drove these, we were in a social at Donington. The tyres didn't seem to lose too much throughout. So are we finding that here as well, or is it we're just going to wait and see, really?
It's difficult to tell. And this is why I really don't know. Because AC has its little quirks on how tire wear works, but the track is also gaining grip as it's rubbering up. The cars are burning not just a normal amount of fuel, but 50% extra fuel, so they're getting much lighter as the stint goes on. So you don't feel the tyre wear as much. But that's not the question of, oh, how much are the lap times dropping? The question is, how much quicker could you go on a new set of tyres compared to if you didn't change
Yeah.
tyres? And to really figure that out, we'd require some specific testing that I haven't quite done myself. There's a lot of driving involved in putting a series together, and I don't want to burn out. And yeah, want to leave some surprises for the series itself. That's the fun part of these series. We figure it out as we go, and then just when you think, oh, you might be getting a hang of it, oh, we have a slightly different format just to keep you on your toes.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see who's taking the time to practice pit stops as well this race. It is AC's usual pit limits, so you can just bomb your way into the pits
Yeah.
and then worry about the game slowing you down.
Thankfully, the pit line is after the little chicane, and you're not worried about the game locking your brakes in that chicane. But yeah, and then the pit exit on cold tires, thankfully not as lethal as it is on LMU, but yeah, you just gotta be careful after having come in on some nice warm, somewhat sticky tires on a light tank of fuel, and you're going out new tires but cold on a half a tank of fuel. Yeah, just people got to be a little bit cautious and not throw it away as is easily done in this pit exit.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let you get back to it, Scotty, because you've got about a minute until the one-shot quali begins. That's going to be very interesting for everyone, I suspect.
I'm
trying
looking forward to it.
get that single lap in. So we will let you get back and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you very much, and yeah, hope you enjoy the final race as well.
I look forward to it. We'll catch you later.
So there, Kiki, welcome in. Time this early. No, you didn't. We have a second race coming up right now. Let me get the setup loaded. Fuel, we only need 6 liters. So we do. For as was mentioned, our one-shot quality, we were just in a little interview on the official broadcast between the first and second races. As I did put the series together, thought it'd be beneficial to share some insight with them. But yeah, don't worry, you didn't miss much on the first race. Go watch the first half a lap, and then you've pretty much seen everything you need to see in that lap. In that race, sorry. I won't spoil it if you do want to go back and watch, but yeah, that probably gives you an idea of how it went. But yeah, this should hopefully be all right. The warm-up session has just come to an end. See, a few drivers, it looks like 7 have opted to do a lap or 2. But yeah, we will see how much. Yeah, we'll see how this one-shot goes. We qualified P4 for the first race. We'll see if this being a one-shot session can help us get a little further up the grid. I mean, obviously, it depends how the lap goes. It'll be interesting to see how the grid kind of compares to the first race. I don't really remember. I remember who was ahead of me. I don't remember in what order. Yeah, and that's about it. So, but yeah, it should hopefully be interesting. You have a Volvo now. Hope the Volvo is treating you well. Being kind to you, not breaking down. So that would be mean. Yeah, hope you're enjoying your new Volvo. I would ask what Volvo, but you could tell me. I wouldn't have a clue what Volvo it is. Despite being in quite a few, car communities and communities with people that like cars, and having some friends and my dad that are quite into cars, I'm not one of those people. I've not been fussed on cars, not been that interested. Yeah, it hasn't quite rubbed off on me. But yeah, this should be interesting. But get underway for a one-shot qualifying session. $700 miles in it. Oh, getting some good use in it. But yeah, go get going for a quality session here. Won't get out straight away for track position. Which, yeah, I'm happy with this track position. I'm actually going to try and let one car go here. I'm trying to let Alex go here because he might be quicker than me. But he doesn't seem to want to pass, so we'll just get on with it. You've had it for 4 weeks this Thursday. There's a part of me trying to do the math of how many miles would that be a week? 700 divided by 4, that's not hard. That's like 175 miles a week. Ourselves to start our flying lap. 300 miles within 1 day. Certainly bedded it in quickly. But yeah, as we start getting going for our single flying lap here in towards T1. Get the car in all right. A little bit wide for the apex, wide for the turn 2 apex. Got slightly a bit on the curb, but not close to the sausage, the yellow sausage, as I would have liked. Down towards turn 4-9. That felt all right. Turns 5 and 6. A little bit wide on the exit. A little bit wide for the turn 8 apex. Gotta be careful with this curb on the left through turn 9. It can over-rotate the car, put you to a slide, which is bad. Turn 10 now, you can get on the throttle so early here. Keep to the left, shortest distance as you're flat out through turn 11. Then take a bit of the runoff here, open up. Turn 12, most important corner of the track. The rear end just started a slide, which is so bad. Compromises the exit to the start-finish straight. Or not necessarily the straight, but the run to the finish line. And as such, we're just going to lose a little bit of time on top of the aero drag that we have up to the line. 35.8, okay, that is our attempt. We're 10th and a half off Pavot in front. We'll see what people do behind. Martinez is slower. So yeah, currently sitting P4. Martinez, Michaels come through. That's a bit of a slow lap from them. I was expecting they were right behind us, if you remember, in the first race from the first qualifying session. So yeah, the top 3 are, I think, exactly... they're certainly how they were for most of the first race. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly how they qualified. But yeah, I haven't actually done the math for the race just yet. So I just want to do that now. We'll say 36, yeah, 136 should be good. 25. There's a pit stop, tire wear, but track does get quicker. Let's say 26 times 2.9. So 75.4. What does 48 divided by 2.9. Give us, what lap would we be pitting on? We'd be pitting 16 laps in. So we would have 10 laps to go, which is 29. Pit stop strategy. 29, which is a little, half tank's what, 24 liters, so it's a little over that. The question is, do we change tires? And in the interview, I said I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm going to make a random guess in the middle of the race, depending on how it's going. Yeah. Let's hope we can have a good start to the opening lap, but trying to not have a moment, a slide while we're side by side through turns 6 and 7. That would be nice. So yeah, 23 car field for the event. Otto Hartnett down in 20th. Someone I would have expected to see a little further up. But yeah, let's see. It can go worse in the short term. In the full term of lap 1, it can't really go any worse than the first race did. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. Lights coming on now then. Good start for Michael behind us. Wasn't the best of reactions. Oh, Michael's got into the side of us, giving us a little bit of damage. I just had a slide, got corrected. I don't know if Michael had a similar moment too on the inside. Hopefully that hasn't caused too much chaos down the pack. But yeah, I tried to give him a bit of space, just in case he did have a look, which I think he was sort of looking like, yeah, I'm gonna have a go here. But yeah, you know, it's risky. It's risky indeed. Now we settle into the race. See how well we can keep up with these top 3. We do have a little bit of damage, which won't help. And of course our downforce is quite aggressive anyway. So we've survived the opening lap. Just a slight brake bias adjustment that I like. Open the gap 1.5 seconds to the car behind, so we're not under immediate pressure. Move for P2 happening in front of us. kind of shadowing this top 3 fight. But unfortunately, we're just not close enough for slipstream. If we could get to the slipstream, I think, yeah, we could keep up. But the fact we're just a little too far back, you know, we're losing out now. You know, Johan is kind of just dragging second and third, Alex and James along. A little front left lock up there, but not a major one. I'll be okay. Of course, Pivot making the move last lap for P2. Takes fastest lap of the race so far. Look at the battle for P7. Looks very busy on the track map there. Looks like Pivot made a mistake there and dropped off the back of Johan. Alex is going for a move, but will be dishing out. Slipstream runs wide through turn 12 here. These two fight each other, might just allow us to drag ourselves into the slipstream range. They're side by side, so no slipstream for either of them. They're over a second back from Johan. Pivot pulls in front for now. Will Alex try anything into T1? No, doesn't look like it's staying in line. You can see the tire mark from our lockup last lap. Johan into the 35s as well. Alex gets the move done into turn 4. Retakes second place. Runs very wide, big moment for them through turns 5 and 6. That will give us P3 for now. They've dropped back, they're second behind us now. Way too deep into T1. A little bit wide at turn 4. Oh, Pavone, fastest lap of the race. Taking 3/10 out of Johan. A little over 3/10, gap down to 0.6. If he can put another good lap in like that, he'll be into the slipstream. We also lost 4/10 to Alex behind us, who set a new personal best. Really pushing, using all the curb on the exit of T4. Closed up quite a bit, braking for turn 8. Don't know if that is genuinely being better on the brakes or just the concertina effect. Okay, good speed through turn 12. Certainly the best I've taken turn 12 this race. I'd say Alex not quite close enough in the slipstream for a move this time round. Sets the fastest lap of the race. We're just sliding about a little bit into turn 1. Alex not close enough this time for a move into turn 4. Yeah, Alex is certainly very strong on the brakes. He'll go for a move here. No, thinks better of it. I thought about trying the outside turn 2, but I was like, it's too risky. Try and cut back and maybe get a better exit, get the run to turn 4. Look at the slipstream run that we have. Showed the nose, but not committing to a move because it just would have been too risky. Despite that little battle, we still have a 3-second gap to Alex Martinez behind. The dash on my wheel, for some reason, it's a bit iffy. It's not very reliable on the Assetto Corsa. Yeah, front of the pack here is spread out a bit. Just under 26 minutes to go. So we're not too far from the halfway mark. New personal best. As Alex in front of us sets a new fastest lap of the race down to 35.5. Look at that, just 1,000th of a second difference between the two leaders' best laps. Ooh, starting to get into a bit of lapped traffic. Wasn't sure how much space the car was going to give me there on the inside. It's always a little bit tricky because it's a medium speed corner. You don't have too much downforce to play with. And the inside curb can slide the car out a little bit if you take too much of it. Wasn't very good, turn 12. Wasn't very committed. Oh, that's a bad downshift. That's something you have to be careful in this car, is the downshifts. They can unsettle the car. For some reason my mouse cursor isn't hiding. Not normally a problem I have on AC. Really not far from the halfway mark now. don't think we're quite close enough for slipstream here to turn 1. Tom also just taking a longer distance run, which isn't ideal. Oh yeah, that was someone into the pits. Tom's just gonna let us through, which I appreciate. So that was Pavot into the pits from 2nd place. Going for an undercut here, so he must be changing tires. Interesting. A little bit of understeer there. Running wide onto the curb. Kind of turned in a little bit too soon there. Johan's responded. He's into the pits. Alex continues on. The strategy is playing out. Exactly what I wanted from this. Got a few others pitting as well. Alex's pace this race has been really good. I mean, has nearly pulled out 5 seconds. They're coming into the pits now as well as the lap cars, so we'll go on. We'll lead a couple of laps. Should say, Johan has held on to the lead of the race. His first flying lap, 38.8. Or no, sorry, not 38.8. That was his in lap. Pavot's first flying lap is a 35.9. Not anything to write home about. So we can go one more lap. question is, do we change tires or not? Alex must not have changed tires because he's come out ahead of Pavot and 1 second behind Johan. But their lap times are nothing to write home about. I wonder if that's fuel masking the tire advantage, or if it genuinely isn't anything to write home about. Got a lap car that's going to slow down quite a bit to let us through. They're going to be very disappointed to learn that I'm pitting at the end of this lap. Let's see, 29 litres of fuel, no tire change. Down the gears as we come into the pits. Quite early on the box. Yeah, look at what not changing tires has done to get us closer to this slot. They might all have new tires. I'm not sure, to be honest, now. Now, the car is going to be a bit worse now, because we've just put in an extra like 28 litres of fuel, which is not an insignificant amount of fuel, especially for a light car like this. Yeah, I thought if they took new tires, they'd find it quite easy to get into the 35s, because the cars should be, you know, a bit lighter than they were at the start of the race, assuming they started on a full tank to minimize the refueling time in the pit stop. Oh no, yeah. I mentioned that curb. It can unsettle the car, and it did exactly that. And that's double annoying because that's, you know, done more damage to the right rear. It's now overheating. So we're just going to have to be a little bit careful on it. Look at that, it's over 100 degrees. 3 pressure, 3 psi, sorry, over optimal. I mean, we still have a 13-second lead to Alex Martinez, so it's nothing to immediately be concerned about, but yeah, I hope that tire can cool down. Just have to be careful, because if the car starts to get loose and slide, I might not recover it with the state of the tire now. I think it's just about coming back into the temperature window at least. Still a bit overpressured. Yeah, I just took too much carb there. Oh! Alex has made a mistake. Chasing the lead down. Johan in the lead. That drops him back 3rd place. That would have been us into P2 if we didn't make that mistake. Oh, that's a little frustrating. Oh well. What's done is done, as they say. I think I just remembered that AC, if I remember correctly, the fuel you set is how much fuel you're adding. So if you have 2 litres left and you put in 29, I think you end up with 31. Rather than LMU, which tops you up to what you select. So in this case, it would be up to 29. Even if you had, no matter how much fuel you had coming into the pits. So I think I'm running a litre or 2 extra fuel that I had to spur when I came into the pits. Which isn't, not ideal, you know, it's maybe like half a second in the pits. A couple of hundredths of a second. Rear end getting slidey there. But yeah, a couple of hundredths a lap. You know, it might have been a few tenths over the race. Yeah, Alex now finds themselves 4.5 seconds behind James in second. Not many laps, not much time to try and close that in. Seven minutes left in the race. We think it's 6 laps to go. Remember, it is 7 minutes plus 1 lap. Yeah, I think these top 4, unless we see any more mistakes, quite a few positions being sort of locked in at this point, just with the gaps and very little time difference or pace difference between these cars, or not as cars, I should say, drivers. Bit more lapped traffic up ahead. Yeah, if the 3 in front of us have taken new tyres, which I'm pretty sure they have, their pace isn't that much better than myself who didn't take tyres, or what their pace was in the first stint of the race. You know, and the track is only, you know, has rubbered in quite a bit. You can see it's 92.2%, 99.2% grip now, whereas it would have been in the 98s for the first stint. You know, the track's gone up at least 0.5% of grip. They've got new tyres with less fuel than they did in the first stint, and the pace isn't any better. So Interlagos here certainly making it seem like taking new tyres isn't worth it. You know, these tyres don't feel bad at all. Like, ultimately, the times I'm doing are not far off what I was doing in the first stint. Like, I'm keeping Alex honest this stint. Johan's been a new fast personal best. Might get a good slipstream up the start-finish straight here. Alex behind a bit of traffic through turn 12, not helping them. Knowingly, the car we're trying to lap has slipstream from the cars ahead, so we're not gaining at all on them. I think they're going to let us through here into T1. No, they're not. They're going to fight this. Come on, it's blue flags. You know, this is very much a point where if, you know, we were in a single, a sports car, be flashing the headlights because, you know, that's just blocking. The white car here giving up a place. I don't think they quite realized they were fighting the first car for position. They'll get position because I'm protesting that. You know, they're a lapped car and they're just defending against me. Squeeze them onto the curb there. Trying to help myself out here a bit. But look at the time I've lost. Like, move over, please. Like, you're not racing me. You're racing the car behind you. Give them a little swerve, just be like, yeah, I'm not happy with you. Chris lets us through into turn 12. He might actually challenge us to turn 1 with the slipstream. He stays out of the slipstream, which will probably help. And this is the end of the race, I'm pretty sure. It is. I got a little bit worried there with the traffic. I kind of lost track of... Wait, was that the final lap? I didn't notice if it was or not. Oh, I mean, if that was a battle for position, that would have been a really fun battle. But it wasn't. And I had a car just a second in front of me. Like, I am all for having a fight with a car that you're lapping if you're not in a battle for position. But, you know, we were close to one. You know, less than a second to one. So it does annoy me. Some donuts going on. Yeah, well, maybe could have been P2 without spin on the curb. Yeah, it's still a fun race. The strategy was interesting. The new tires did not seem like they were worth it. So they didn't. But yeah, maybe they'll be worth it at some of the other tracks. We're going to Most next week with the chicane. It's got a few more high-speed corners. It's a bit faster of a track. For feature rounds, we also have Saxon Ring, a Moto track that MotoGP and DTM go to. Very technical first half of the lap that I think will suit new tyres. And then the final round is at Portimao. Another fairly technical track. Maybe not as much in the single-seaters as it would be in a sports car. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So yeah, that's the race, P4. It was very uneventful. Two very uneventful races, excluding the opening laps. Um, yeah, it kind of seems our pace is just sort of sad that we're not quite quick enough for the top three, but we're quicker than everyone else behind us. Um, I hope we can be challenged a little bit more for P4, or the we're not too far from the top three. We're not too far, but I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm going to get there. Yeah, it's, there are people that might find a little bit more in the setup for the future races. I don't know if I will, but hey, we'll have to see how next week goes at Most. The stream, in the description, there's a playlist. All the streams for this series are scheduled so you can see what we have ahead of us. On Thursday, I'll also be going live on Le Mans Ultimate for ADRR race, Adder, I believe it's pronounced. 50-minute race in ELMS LMP2s at Daytona alongside GT3s, multi-class. 2 times fuel usage will mean there's a mandatory pit stop, maybe even 2. Maybe even 2 pit stops with Daytona. But yeah, I did. While I sort of had a little break from streaming, I did quite a few LMP2 races in the ELMS version, to be specific. So, yeah, it'll be good to do one more race in that. Shame it's at Daytona, of all places. Probably one of, if not my least favorite track in LMU. It's just very boring in my opinion, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe the race will deliver and it can be some good fun anyway. However, that's going to be it for today's stream. Thank you, Geeky, for popping in, chatting a little bit. Thank you to anyone who was lurking during the stream or has watched the VOD back. Hope you enjoyed the races, even if they weren't the most interesting. Hopefully, next week at Most can be a bit more interesting. We also have reverse grid races in the sprint rounds. So, yeah, they'll certainly be very entertaining. We'll have to see how they go. But yeah, thank you everyone very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on Thursday, if not on Tuesday. Till then, have a good rest of your week, have a good weekend. See you next time. Bye bye.